All right, now we have a story that might surprise you.
The salary paid by taxpayers to Pima County Administrator Chuck Huckelberry is pretty significant. Here's News 4 Tucson investigator Matthew Schwartz with more.
Chuck Huckelberry is the highest paid county administrator in Arizona by far. Pima County's chief executive officer has an annual salary of $320,865. What do you think of Chuck Huckelberry's salary?
I think it's outrageous. I know it's a big job, but that's a lot of money for that job.
Huckelberry's salary is $75,000 more than Arizona's second highest paid administrator in Maricopa County, who makes $246,000, and nearly triple the $113,000 the state's lowest paid county administrators make in La Paz and Yuma. Huckelberry has been on the job 22 years, much longer than any of his counterparts. But in a county with a median household income of $45,000, where, according to the most recent U.S. Census, 19% of residents live below the poverty level, and with high property taxes and debt, Huckelberry's salary angers many taxpayers.
I think it's kind of high compared to what I used to make before I retired, and I had a heck of a lot more responsible job.
That's an amazing salary. Just amazing.
Huckelberry's pay is more than the governors, the attorney generals, and the secretary of states combined. It is lower than President Obama's salary of $400,000. The only higher county manager's salary we found is the $355,000 paid to the LA County CEO. That is the nation's largest county, with a population 10 times Pima's 1 million residents. According to the International City County Management Association's latest survey, the median county administrator's salary is $140,000.
Congratulations, Mr. Huckelberry, by the way.
Huckelberry is not an elected official. He's appointed by the Board of Supervisors. His salary and pay raises voted on by them. Mr. Huckelberry's current contract was approved by supervisors in January of 2013 by a 3-2 vote. The no votes cast by Supervisors Miller and Carroll. But after Carroll voted no, he went on to praise Mr. Huckelberry.
Mr. Chairman, I do want to commend Mr. Huckelberry. Running a county in these economic times is not an easy task, and Mr. Huckelberry has done an admirable job.
That praise from the Republican Carroll prompted Democrat Richard Elias to offer some comic relief.
A lot of congratulating for a no vote.
The News 4 Tucson investigators requested an interview on Huckelberry's salary with all 5 supervisors.
I think it's not acceptable that in this time that we're in.
Only Allie Miller made herself available.
Well, it's shocking, and especially when you consider yourself a public servant and you're here for the good of the people.
Congratulations on your successful reappointment as county administrator. You are a friend of Pima County.
We made several requests to interview Mr. Huckelberry. He was not available by our deadline, but we have asked him for an interview for a follow-up report. His contract expires in January of 2017, 2 months after all 5 supervisors are up for re-election. If Huckelberry wants to stay on the job, it could be interesting to see during the supervisors' campaigns if voters will ask candidates how they will vote on Mr. Huckelberry's next salary.
Well, no wonder Pima County raises property taxes annually and begs for bonds to fix our roads every election. Mark said, I think Mr. Huckelberry runs a tight ship and earns his salary. Obviously, the Board of Supervisors approves of his performance. Charles chimed in and said, needs to refund about $200,000 of that. And Helen posted, should be a ceiling on the salary. We thank you for your comments. You can join the conversation too. Go to our Facebook page, News 4 Tucson KVOA.